But if we can fit a table in there.
It's a stink bug like trying to bury itself. It's so gross.
Blooper reel.
Today we're going to answer 10 RV questions for you.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dan.
My name is Marlene.
And welcome to Freely Roaming. We were tagged by Dori and Mena of the YouTube channel Dori and Mena. They've been following us on Instagram and YouTube for a while, and they tagged us in one of their recent videos with 10 RV questions. So we are going to answer them for them and you guys today. And I think we're just going to jump right into it.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, we didn't rehearse. We actually didn't even look at the questions or any of this.
Okay.
So we're just going to go. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering where we are, behind us, it's the Erg Chebi sand dunes. It's part of the Sahara Desert in Morocco. So we've been here this is our third day here, and we got a really good overcast day here. So we got this kind of nice soft light. So perfect weather, perfect time for video. So we thought we'd do this for you guys. So anyways, let's jump into it. Like I said, we didn't rehearse any of this. We're just gonna dive right into just these 10 questions, and we'll just kind of wing it with the answers. And hopefully, me and Marlene would agree on most of them. Let's do it. Okay, question number 1. What's the one thing you would change about your RV?
Okay, so right now we're in 2017 4x4 Sprinter, 170 wheelbase.
Self-built?
Self-built. What would I change? Like, okay, I have my answer. Got it? Got yours?
People ask this question a lot, and there's a lot of things that I would change if it was possible. Most things I want to change are not possible for the size and the vehicle that we're in, but I can think of some things that might be good for this question, but you go first.
Okay, number 1, how thin the steel is, the skin of the Mercedes. Like, if you press in the right spot or the wrong spot, you'll have a little dent in your car, which is ridiculous for a brand new Mercedes.
I think this is something that I didn't think of as an option that could be changed.
You said.
I guess if anything's possible,
Yeah.
I want a jet engine, or I want it to be electric.
Yeah.
I want it to suck water out of the air. But yeah, I guess that would mean that we have to go with like a Ford Transit or something, right? So like a feasible possibility will have to be something like that. Okay, so that's yours. What would I say? One thing I would change, I would consider, this is something that we're going to do probably, I would switch to lithium, and I would eliminate the need for propane. So that's something that we're in the process of doing, actually. We have dual AGM batteries that are actually pretty good, and for the size system that we have and the amount of solar panels we have, it's actually perfectly sufficient. But we didn't want to spend a ton of money when we were building the vehicle, so I think this is something that would be good for like an upgrade later. So I think that's what we're going to do maybe in a couple of years, is upgrade our AGMs to lithium, and by the time we do that, we'd be able to get a bigger inverter and then be able to run our stove on electricity. Now, I wouldn't actually take out our existing stove or take out our propane tank. I would still keep it as a second option because some things you're not going to be able to do on an induction stovetop or a hot plate. For example, here in the Sahara Desert, we're camping next to a British couple, and they have a Omnia stovetop oven. And we've been wanting to get one of these for a while, but we've never tried it, so they let us borrow it. And it worked really great. We baked a loaf of bread, albeit it was a horseshoe-shaped loaf of bread, this morning. But it only works over actual flame. So we would keep our propane, but I would upgrade our batteries to lithium and get a bigger inverter and have the induction cooking capability. Everything else I think we're happy with. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's number one. Okay. Question number 2. It's really dark. I can't see that good.
The sun came out.
Yeah, and the sun came out. What's the one thing you did not expect when you purchased your RV? Well, maybe that your answer for number 1 maybe is for number 2. You got another one?
Thin skin. Same one.
Oh my God, it's going to be thin skin for all 10. Yeah, I didn't think that the Mercedes sheet metal was so thin. I guess if you own one, you would know about it, and maybe if you look at them for long enough and seen enough of them, you would know. We didn't know, but I also understand that they had to use thinner metal because it is so tall and it's so big and it needs a lot of metal, that by going with a thinner gauge steel metal, it saves on weight. But yeah, I do wish it was a little thicker, but that would come at a cost of higher center of gravity and worse fuel economy, which both of those things we care about as well. If we could get a sturdier exterior, it's not that our exterior is bad. You know, we have a couple of like pressure points that when we were building it, we kind of leaned up against the car a little harder than we should have. And now we can see these little creases, but if you don't know where to look, you can't really tell. So it's not that big a deal. Do you want to give another one besides that?
Is it for our RV or for our lifestyle?
That you didn't expect when you bought this RV.
No. I think this is for any RV, but it's just like, you know how our chairs sit on a swivel or on a pedestal stool?
Yeah.
It's just so hard to clean all the nooks and crannies, and then the way they built
Yeah.
things. Like, I guess it doesn't have covering around it, so it's kind of exposed, and it's just a pain to clean. It's really hard to keep the dust, and now in the Sahara, like that really fine sand out of there.
The swivel.
Every day I gotta wipe it down, which I don't,
Yeah.
but I should.
I think we could solve that by getting like maybe a skinny long duster and maybe a vacuum. But you know, that's not so much the fault of the RV, but just we don't have the right tools to clean it, I guess.
Right.
You know, because ours is a self-build, it's a little trickier because there's some things that maybe I would have chosen differently. Maybe I would find a different way to set up a table inside so we could have it a more permanent setup, but that everything comes at a cost. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my thin skin. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3, what was the deciding factor for purchasing your RV? I think that one's easy.
We wanted to smaller, nimble, and shipped to Europe.
Yeah, we bought it so that we could use it in Europe because it's a European vehicle, so it's easy to maintain here. It blends in. But I think most of all, when we were looking at vans, we knew we were going to switch to an all-in-one or a van without a pop top, which is, you know, what we had before. The Sprinter 4x4, the number one reason for getting that was the 4-wheel drive. Otherwise, we had other options like a Transit or probably not a ProMaster, but
we also switched for fuel economy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But the Ford, you know, also could have gotten similar fuel economy, but just didn't have the 4-wheel drive. So not that we go off-roading a lot, but in situations where the high clearance definitely helps, and also I was shipped into 4-wheel drive or even sometimes low range just to make sure we didn't get stalled or stuck somewhere. So we don't go out looking for trouble, but sometimes trouble finds us. So yeah, number 3, deciding factor, 4-wheel drive, Sprinter. So number 4, what's your favorite camping meal? We have a lot of our go-to meals, but I don't know, which one's your favorite?
It's hard because I wouldn't consider them camping meals. It's like what we would make in a house also.
Right. It's just something that works well in our setup, I guess. You want to name a few things that, like our go-to things that we cook in there, and then maybe you can pick one?
Sure. The girls really like pasta, so we make a lot of bolognese.
Yeah.
Meat sauce.
Sometimes we use canned tuna instead of the ground beef.
Right.
And they like that too. I know that's kind of weird to some people. They're like, tuna pasta? Who makes tuna pasta? Our kids like tuna pasta.
Yeah. and we do something called egg quesadilla,
Yeah.
which we crack an egg on
An eggadilla.
Eggadilla.
Uh-huh.
We crack an egg on a
Skillet.
cast iron or, on a
Any
skillet.
kind of skillet.
And then you put the tortilla on right away so it sticks together. It binds.
Right. While the top of the egg is still loose, you put the tortilla on. So while the bottom cooks, the top adheres to the tortilla. And then you flip it over, and then you brown the other side, then fully cooks the egg. And you can put cheese in that if you want, and then you fold it like an omelet.
Yeah.
So that's an eggadilla. Which one do you choose? Oh, also we use the pressure cooker. So with the pressure cooker, we do a lot of slow cooked recipes like pulled pork or beef stew, chicken soup. You can make chicken soup in like 30 minutes, with bone stock and stuff like that. So those are all kind of our go-to meals. So which one's your favorite?
Well, the eggadilla is more camping, I guess. Easy cleanup, less mess.
Right. Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah. I would say that my favorite go-to, is it go-to or just favorite camping meal, period. My favorite camping meal would have to be like a hearty like beef stew. We put some like stew meat in the pressure cooker and soy sauce, a can of tomato puree, carrots, onions, celery, your usual stuff. And then, fire the pressure cooker up. And then you can eat it just like that. Or, sometimes we'll cook up some pasta or some rice to go with it. It's easy, and it's like one pot, easy to clean. And then what's left from the stew, we use the liquid from the stew to cook another pot of rice for the following day. So you get this really flavorful rice. So it's all about efficiency too, because pressure cooker goes fast. It's one pot, it's easy to clean, and we can just eat right off of it. So, okay, that's number 4. Let's go on to number 5. Number 5 is, what is your must-see destination? One must-see destination.
All right, let's stick to the U.S.
Okay. Yeah, because there's too many places.
Yeah.
This is always the hardest
Yeah.
one. Like, if you had to pick one, for any of you that travel a lot, like we do, picking one is like picking your favorite child. You just can't do it. But maybe we can pick 2 because, we
Okay.
can each have our own answers.
Oh, not 2 each. Okay.
No, one for you, one for me. You go first, so I won't pick the same one.
I'm gonna go with Joshua Tree, California. Like, if you're going to the
Yeah.
U.S., don't miss that.
Joshua Tree is just some place that we spend a lot of time at and that we would even consider owning some property at. So I think it's near and dear to our hearts. Along the same vein, we used to go, and we would still, obviously we're not there anymore, Eastern Sierras off of Highway 395. Anywhere between Lone Pine and Mammoth Lakes. So that's a pretty big area, but for any of you that know the area, know the Eastern Sierras, you know that it's a gem. Definitely. It's gotten more popular over the last few years for sure. But
So maybe you
great
shouldn't be talking
places.
about it anymore.
Yeah, I guess. I think it's too late. I don't think it's a secret anymore.
No.
Yeah, anywhere from like Trona Pinnacles all the way up to, the hot springs near Mammoth.
There's so many ATVs
Four-wheelers.
starting.
Number 6. What's your favorite thing about RVing? That's pretty broad.
Yeah.
That's a really broad question.
Like, when we started, it was obviously to see all the things that we can, but
Yeah.
I think it evolved to spending time, like slow travel and spending our days together. Nothing's a huge rush unless, for some off day we have a busy day, but it's just like we can hang out with the kids individually all together and just appreciate the time we have together.
Yeah, that's probably the number one reason why we do it. For me, if I had to be very specific, because obviously you can do that in other types of travel too if you are able to work from home. But the reason why we like RVing is to be able to drive to places, to have your home with you, and sleep in the same bed every night.
That's nice.
I think that is probably the number one most appealing thing for me, is sleep in the same bed every night but be in a different place all the time. So that's number 6. Our favorite things about RVing.
Unless it's Sandy from the Sahara Desert.
Well, yeah, because Luca's over here right now rolling in the sand next to us. But he gets showers. We're at a campground, so he gets to have showers every night. So, okay, number 7. We're more than halfway through now. What is your least favorite thing about RVing? Least favorite?
Dumping the black tank
Yeah,
is probably
that's
mine.
nobody's favorite.
Yeah. But somehow I get a little splashy sometimes, and it's not fun. I'm not very good at it. You're wonderful at it.
And that is not an accident. That's from practice. And do you know how I get good at it? Because I do it 90% of the time. And lately I've been asking Marlene to do it. But that's why she's getting some real hands-on experience with the black tank. But we use a cassette toilet. We don't have a black tank like we used to in the Airstream. So we don't use a stinky slinky hooked up to the ground, because in Europe you don't really have that. Like, this campground literally has like a Turkish toilet bowl at sink level that you just take your cassette to and pour it in. So, that's pretty much the norm here on this side of the world. And our toilet is only 5 gallons now. So before we had a 40-gallon black tank in the Airstream. But yeah, we got to empty that thing probably every 2-3 days max if we use a lot of outside toilets. So yeah, emptying the black is not the best.
No.
I would agree with that. Emptying the black tank. I don't think that's anybody's favorite. And 3 more left. Number 8. What is on your wish list for your next RV? If we were to buy another RV, I guess what feature we'd like to have?
I don't know. I'm very happy with the Sprinter and the space and not towing.
Yeah.
But
some way to fit a permanent table in there. If not permanent, like easy enough to convert,
like a beach.
that it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. I think that would be my wish list. I don't know how we'd be able to do that in this one, but if we can fit a table in there.
It's a stink bug like trying to bury itself. It's so gross.
Blooper reel.
I'm like, what is tickling me? Oh, that was very.
So, table. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Table. To have some kind of easy way to be able to sit comfortably and work. So yeah, we still work. So that's important. Right now, the main way that we use the table, we use these IKEA lap desks, which is okay. It's not the best. It gets the job done. Okay, 2 more left. Number 9. What's your favorite adult beverage at camp? I mean,
if somebody was going to sponsor me right now,
yeah,
it'd be Tecate.
Mexican beer.
I miss Tecate.
Yeah. Mexican beer is pretty good, and that's easy. And I think that's more of just a practicality thing to have cans of beer at camp. And I think maybe that's what this question means. It's not like your favorite adult beverage, period.
Right.
It's your favorite adult beverage while you're camping.
Yeah.
So that said, my favorite adult beverage that's really practical for camping is box wine. Right?
I thought you were gonna go for the whiskey.
It's really handy. You can have basically 4 bottles of wine in the space where you would normally, keep just 2. Convenient. It's not round. You don't have to refrigerate red wine. Yeah. Box red wine. That would be my choice. Last question on this list of 10 questions is, what's your favorite RV accessory? Favorite RV accessory. What is an accessory like? Is an accessory not installed into the RV? Does it have to be like a standalone piece of equipment?
Mine's gonna be kind of silly.
Okay.
I love our collapsible bucket.
Yeah.
Because we can put dishes, we can do laundry in it,
Yeah.
we can rinse our feet. kids' sand toys, flip-flops.
It's very versatile.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, we can use it to like put cold water in it and heat up some hot water and mix it in the bucket, and then use a cup to do outdoor showers. You can do all kinds of stuff in that bucket. We have 2 different collapsible buckets actually.
Yeah.
Which one? So we have one that's like all nylon fabric with webbing handles, and then we have one that's like a collapsible bowl, you know, that's got silicone rings and like 3 levels of rings that collapse.
The soft one.
The soft one, okay. That was the original one we had. That holds like tons of water. 10 liter, or no, 20, 25 liters? I don't know. Huge amounts of water.
You're talking in liters instead of gallons.
I know, but that's actually what it's like on Amazon is how it's sold.
Okay.
Hers is the bucket. Mine, I think it will have to be the Dometic PLB battery.
Oh, that's
the lithium battery. We have a 40 amp hour lithium battery from Dometic, and we are Dometic ambassadors, but they did not ask us to promote anything from them in this video at all, and they don't even know we're making this video. But I use that PLB to charge everything. What's so great about this, any portable lithium power banks for that matter, we've been using small ones for ages to charge phones and cameras and flashlights and anything that can charge over USB. But this thing's great because this is a lithium battery and it charges super fast, and I can take it to like a cafe and charge it, and it'll charge up to 40 amps, and the 40 amp hours in this lithium battery will charge my computer like 4 times, it seems. So I'm no longer stuck to a wall outlet. Like if I go to a coffee shop, I'm no longer worried about draining the battery of the van down when I'm working in there, and I can charge it while I'm driving by plugging in the cigarette lighter, and it charges fully in like a 2-hour drive. So yeah, I really love that thing. So that would be my favorite accessory. So that's it. That's 10. Those are our 10 RV questions, and I hope you guys found some of these answers we had useful. We're supposed to nominate other people to do this.
How about WorldTowning?
Okay, they just sold their RV, but they, I think,
still fresh in their mind.
Very fresh. They were in their RV for 2.5 years in Europe. So we will tag WorldTowning on the same 10 questions. Do we have to tag anybody else or just one?
Just one.
Okay, just one. All right, WorldTowning, you're next.
Tag your.
Let us know. Let us know what these answers are for these 10 RV questions. So I hope this video was interesting for you guys, something different for this channel.
Yeah, thank you, Dori and Mena, for tagging us.
Yeah, thank you for tagging us. It was really fun. We were tagged back on the 2nd of February, so we're almost a month late. We apologize for that. We've been busy traveling. As you can see, we're now in Morocco. We'll be in Morocco for another month and a half or so. For the rest of you, thank you guys for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Come say bye.